Good morning and welcome to Win Anyway Live. Expectations. That's what we're going to talk about today. I have always had kind of a love hate relationship with expectations. How about you? Do people expect certain things from you? Do you expect certain things from you? How do you react when those expectations are put forth before you? Or when you fall short and somebody says, I expected you would do better at the speech you just gave, at the month of sales that you just had, at the way you were parenting your child. The world loves to put expectations on us. Start with our parents, right? They expected us to grow up and become these incredible successes, I guess, so that we could put them in the best rest home or perhaps in the uh, private parents' home in our backyard if we build them their own little cottage, if we were only going to grow up and become as rich as they needed us to be. What was that my mom used to say? I hope that you grow up and become successful enough to be able to put me up in a manner to which I'd like to become accustomed. Yeah, that's what she said. But then you have those expectations of yourself, right? You think you should meet the expectations of others, but you should also meet the expectations of yourself. And you might have different expectations of yourself than others have. But then when you have those expectations of yourself, what do you do with them? Do they drive you more when you expect yourself to do well? Do you accept that? And do you use that to push yourself forward? Or does it become kind of the other way around, where you become self destructive, self defeatist, you self sabotage? For me personally, when it comes to expectations, I have never done well with good expectations of myself. When I have a sales goal put in front of me, I oftentimes rebel against it a little bit. Say, hey, there's no way we can meet that goal. That's an unreasonable goal. And I almost always have people around me to support my feeling that. And that's a really bad thing for a salesman to believe. I've had to work on that over the years. Excuse me, a little burp there. I've had to work on that in sales. I've had to work on that when it comes to my speaking. I've had to work on that pretty much in every area of my life, is to not necessarily push back on other people's expectations. But the thing is I can also occasionally push back on my own expectations. And sometimes that's because I set my expectations really, really high. And so I will self sabotage and not succeed and find the victory in not succeeding. In other words, I know that I'm going to succeed at not doing something, and so that at least there's a victory there, right? It's so lame. It's not at all what winning anyway is all about. Winning anyway is about moving forward, about finding out what's wrong, fixing it, and moving forward. And that's it in a nutshell. So, what can you do to manage expectations better, or to manage your actions when it comes to expectations? Well, part of it is just being aware of how you respond. And then perhaps just laying other people's expectations and even your own expectations aside if they're not helpful. For me, I've always worked well when other people's expectations of me were lower than I thought they should be, or they were against what I wanted to accomplish. For years, people would tell me I shouldn't play basketball. So I would play basketball and I'd do well at it. People told me I shouldn't think that I can sell a certain amount. There were times when people thought my goals were too high, and I did rebel against that, and it made my sales go higher. I had people think that I shouldn't be going after the World Championship of Public Speaking, and that drove me for a long time. And I got to the World Championship of Public Speaking a couple of times. Never won it, but I got there, which is far more than most people ever do. But now I'm in a situation where people believe in me. I don't have really anybody telling me they don't think I can do something. Which you would think would be a very positive situation, to be surrounded by people who believe that you can accomplish something, that you are actually skilled and talented and have the potential to do certain things. Except that since I'm so used to battling against people telling me that I'm not good enough, that I'm not smart enough, that I'm not normal, because I grew up with a disability, grew up walking funny, and got put down for years over that. People's expectations of me just weren't that high. But now, I don't have any negative expectations to battle against. I just have positive expectations to fall short of. And that can be a problem if I'm in this mindset, if I let myself stay in this mindset. And it's a really easy mindset to stay in, unless you start really looking at the consequences and maybe start setting your own expectations a little bit higher than the expectations other people have, or set expectations so high that they go beyond what people already think you can do, so those people may no longer think you can do that. I know I'm kind of self-coaching here, but I don't think I'm the only one who goes through this. I think a lot of us battle with how we deal with expectations, be it from others or be it from ourselves. Can you look at how you handle expectations? Can you give it a good, strong analysis and determine how you need to improve? How you could better handle those expectations so that you can better handle your actions? I think you can. I think I can. I'd love to see any comments you have on this topic. Tell me I'm up in the night. Tell me that I made you think. Give me some of your strategies. Tell me that you don't think I can do something. Hey, I could always use that. Yeah. No, I don't think you can do a daily video, Rich. There's no way you could possibly go daily. I guarantee you, I'd go daily and stay daily for a long time for that. I'd be another Corey Thomas May. I'd be another Darren LaCroix. Instead, I am still just Rich Hopkins. But we're working at it, and we're going to win anyway. You go out and have a win anyway day, and keep living a win anyway life by analyzing it and moving forward on the analysis you make.